Anxiety is rarely about the present moment. If you look closely, you will find that your mind is almost always somewhere else, projecting itself into the future. You are worried about a difficult conversation later today, a potential failure in a project, or the loss of something you currently hold dear. This habit of living in the future is the primary thief of your tranquility. The Stoics had a specific tool to break this cycle. It is called Premeditatio Malorum, or the premeditation of evils. At first glance, this might sound like a recipe for pessimism or a way to invite more stress into your life, but it is actually the exact opposite. It is a calculated practice of removing the element of surprise from your existence. Most of the pain we experience from adversity comes not from the event itself, but from the shock of it happening when we expected everything to be fine. When you walk through life assuming that the path will always be smooth, you are fragile. You are leaving your peace of mind to the whims of fortune. Seneca, one of the most prominent voices of Stoicism, famously advised his students to set aside a few days each month to live on plain food and wear coarse clothing. He wanted them to ask themselves, "Is this the condition I feared?" By practicing for difficulty, they stripped the disaster of its power. They realized that their survival and their character were not dependent on external luxury or a perfectly predictable schedule. Think about how Marcus Aurelius began his mornings. He did not wake up expecting a perfect day. Instead, he wrote in his journals, preparing himself for the people he would inevitably encounter: the meddling, the ungrateful, the arrogant, the dishonest, the jealous, and the surly. He knew that these people were not acting out of malice, but out of ignorance of good and evil. By visualizing these characters before he even stepped out of his tent, he neutralized their ability to offend him. He had already met them in his mind. When they arrived in reality, he was not surprised. He was prepared. This is not about dwelling on the negative. It is about building psychological resilience. When you visualize a potential setback, you are not just imagining the problem. You are simultaneously visualizing your response to it. You are deciding in advance that you will meet that obstacle with virtue, patience, and logic. You are taking the chaos of the future and grounding it in your own capacity for reason. The goal here is Ataraxia, a mind that remains untroubled regardless of what the world throws at it. If you have already lost your money in your mind, the eventual loss of it in reality will not shatter you. If you have already faced the possibility of rejection, the sound of no will not silence your ambition. So, how do we apply this? Start tomorrow morning. Before you dive into your emails or your commute, spend just 3 minutes in silence. Visualize one specific obstacle that could arise. Perhaps a project will be delayed, or someone will challenge your ideas, or you will face an unexpected expense. Do not run from the thought. Hold it. See the challenge clearly, and then, calmly, decide how you will act. Will you remain kind? Will you stay focused on what is in your control? Will you refuse to let your temper dictate your actions? By doing this, you are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are an architect of your own character. You're learning that while you cannot control the world, you can control how you meet it. This is the path to a mind that is truly free. At Ataraxia Daily, we believe that one small Stoic idea, applied consistently, can change the way you move through the world. If this practice resonates with you, we invite you to subscribe to the channel, and we look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow for our next lesson.